Welcome to the Other Mike and Mike show where shoulder dipping is mandatory.
The shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips. The shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips.
Listen to me, Mike. Your self-esteem is low right now.
The shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips.
You know how stupid that sounds?
The shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips, the shoulder dips.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
What day is it, Mike?
It is Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh my God, is it really?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I'm so out of it. Last night, UFC. Today, Super Bowl. I'm moving. I'm a mess. But anyway, welcome to the Other Mike and Mike show. I'm Mike W.
I'm Mike T.
Sorry, I sound a little tired. We're doing it on Sunday. I just woke up. I got conference calls I got to do today for my real life. They're talking more goddamn snow.
Yeah, it's a disaster, man. Like here in our area, normally our two areas get about the same. 10 to 14, man. Like that's our area, like 10 to 14 inches.
It's insanity. I don't know. It's time for me to move to someplace warm. Where? I have no idea.
Even as close as like Virginia, Maryland, they don't get snow like this. You know what I mean? Like I live down there.
Yeah, and I shouldn't complain. It's not like I live in Minnesota or whatever, Wisconsin, where they're getting snow all the time. But I just, I'm a priss. I just don't want nothing to do with snow.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want to slip. Don't want to fucking slide.
Well, I'm a big pansy. I don't want to brush off my car. I don't want to stand outside in the cold. I don't want to crouch through snow.
And it's not even the cold. I don't mind. I'm a big polar bear, as you know. I leave the air conditioner on 365.
Right.
I love it cold. I don't use heat, but it's just when it gets to just ice and shit, and you're walking around, everything is like black ice, and then you got snow on top of the black ice, and I look like Curly Neal slipping around. Big dopey.
It's so fun. It's really not.
Anyway, so I got to do that today. But we're going to bring you another show. What number is this? Do you even know? Is it 21?
21, I think.
Oh, my God. It's good for Mike T when he's playing blackjack.
Yeah, I know. That's my favorite number.
21, baby.
Yep, all day.
So we're going to do some weird news. We're going to do some real news this week, too. Not that the weird news is not real, because it is. We're not making shit up. At the Globe, we find news stories that are just bizarre. But we have some stories from the headlines that I found interesting this week that I want to discuss. And, of course, it's the Super Bowl. So when people are listening to this, the Super Bowl will probably be over. But you'll have our take on it beforehand. But, we're never talking about the outcome anyway. Every time I hear that, I feel like I should put a sweater on or, like my hoodie.
I know, man. I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
Another, 8 months now?
I don't know. I can't even. I got my giant hoodie sweatshirt on.
It's depressing.
It is.
I love football. I love football season. I love fantasy football. It's just, now I have to watch the Patriots and the Seahawks play tonight, and
trash.
Now I don't get football until August.
And listen, I love the Giants. Love the Giants. And they've been terrible the last couple of years, but I've seen 2 Super Bowls. Actually, I've seen 4, but I've been to 2 parades, so I can't complain.
No. We're still a pretty relevant team as far as timeline goes.
I don't know about that.
When was the last one? 2000.
210.
10. I always confuse the years because the Super Bowl is always in the following year. But
2000, was it 7, 2010?
Yeah.
But it's time for another one, man. Let's go. Beckham Jr., baby. Let's light it up.
At least the playoffs. I would love to at least make the NFC Championship game this year. Obviously, I want it all, but I at least want to come back to title contention.
Listen, I'm looking forward to seeing that offense, maybe upgrading. We have to upgrade the offensive line for the Giants, but today it's all about Tom Brady. Tom Brady might have a chance to win finally again because the Giants aren't playing because, he can't beat our Giants.
Yes. He is 4 for 6, and those 2 are Eli Manning.
That's right, baby. When they had an undefeated season, so Patriot fans could suck it. And by the way, for the folks out there, I know I'm going to get a couple of my pals that listen. They're going to be like, yo, you two guys are like the skit when they used to make fun of of Bears fans on Saturday Night Live, because somebody's already said that about you and I. The Bears, everything with you is like, you're sucking Eli. And listen, Giants all day, baby. Phil Simms came over here. I'd leave my wife for Phil Simms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still looks good. I'd leave him for Phil McConkey, too. But
even Sam Weatherford, the in-shape punter.
Dude, my wife was looking at him. She was like, God damn, he's jacked. He's the punter? I'm like, this guy's ripped. Go, anybody out there, especially any females that listen to us, go look at Steve Weatherford.
Yeah, Steve Weatherford.
That guy is jacked, ripped. Yeah. I mean, I would go there all day.
Great punter, too. He's a good punter.
I don't even give a shit about him punting. You see them abs?
He's a monster.
He is a beast, baby.
He's a monster. He's made like the cover of Bodybuilding magazine like 37 times.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that he's the punter.
Yeah, I know. He should be like the tight end.
When I first saw that, because he was on a talk show this week, and he was talking about his regimen and how he can get anybody in shape, and he was talking about some pill that he takes, and there was a pal of mine in the office started taking this pill. I'm not pimping the pill unless they pay me, so I'm not even going to tell you what it is. But they started taking this pill, this supplement, and I'm like, dude, you got to exercise. You can't just pop that over-the-counter pill and your pasta gut going away. How about putting down the 6-pack of Pepsi?
Right.
Come on, that guy works out.
Right. That guy works out like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like that guy it's in 2, 3, 4 hours a day minimum.
The first time I saw him shirtless, I just looked around the room.
Anyone else turned on right now?
Because it was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. He's jacked.
He's jacked.
He's jacked.
All right, so back to today's game. Sorry, I got myself, my inner estrogen just overwhelmed me thinking about Steve Weatherford punting balls. I want to give as Giant fans, we have to give a little shout out and a moment of silence for Ann Mara.
Yes, I saw that this morning.
Oh, man, that sucks. Ann Mara, the first lady of football, baby, she passed away. Giant family all day. The picture of her holding the trophy
is amazing.
Amazing. She looks like Phyllis Diller's half sister. But John Mara, son of the son and Giant president, her son said, I'm sad our mother passed away, but she was Mother Mara, and she was a beast. She was 85 years old, and I got a little tribute to her, if you don't mind.
Nope, not at all.
I'm proud to be a New York Giant. There ain't no team like the New York Giants. I'd rather be a New York Giant. I'm proud to be a New York Giant. Visiting team.
Small thing to a giant.
4th and long. Small thing to a giant. A touchdown run. Small thing to a giant.
I could listen to that all day.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm proud to be a New York Giant. So we will put that back into the closet, and we will pull that out in September.
Yeah. Back in the day, that actually used to be, you remember MySpace, don't you?
Of course.
When you go to MySpace, and they used to be able to play a song that used to be my MySpace profile song.
That's ironic, because that used to be my MySpace profile song.
Nice.
Proud to be a New York Giant all day. And a side note, on the Brady lovers out there that were annoyed that I was shredding him on last week's show, because I got a couple hate mail. You can fuck yourself. I don't care. What's crazy is that you started ripping other teams. But right away, when somebody gets defensive, there's something wrong. It's like, you like the Giants, Lawrence Taylor was on coke, and I'm like, yep. And still got my Taylor jersey on. They're like, Ray Lewis killed people, and Rapist-burger, all you fucking Steeler fans. Listen, relax.
Right. It's banter.
Right. And plus of all the other teams win. And so, so what? So every team's got a bad apple in it. I hate when you get all defensive. Fuck
Super
yourself.
defensive.
So when you lose today, I want Roethlisberger raping you from behind while Ray Lewis is stabbing you while Lawrence Taylor's doing coke off your forehead. I want that foursome going on Tom Brady.
So what you're saying is that the Seahawks are going to beat them?
I don't know if they are or not. I don't care. I'll probably be half in the bag when they're doing it, but I hope so. I hope it's beast mode. I hope he's grabbing nuts and laying backwards.
I love me some beast mode.
Amazing.
He really is.
So have fun today or after the fact. I hope you had fun watching the Super Bowl, and I hope to God when you are listening to this that Tom Brady fucking lost. Although he might win I have a little Forget Tom Brady song. I'll play a little clip of this. This was back, I don't know if you remember this, when they played the Giants in the last Super Bowl. This was on local radio and stuff here, but I'll just play a small clip, and then I can't help it because I'm just such a fucking Giant homer. And they have a chance to win today because the Giants aren't in it.
Yeah.
It's Giants time in the Super Bowl. Eli Manning and Antrell Rowe gonna win. Yeah, dominate, baby. Gonna fuck the shit out of Tom Brady. That's right. Lawrence Tynes kicking in your face. Yeah. Tom Coughlin, give me some bass. Bob Dylan said, gonna fuck the shit out of Tom Brady. Tickle me Elmo, no tackle me Osi. Belichick, Brady, all pussy and pussy. Giants Cape Fear, Eli's Max Cady, gonna ruin your boat. Badly, Tom Brady.
That's amazing.
That's so good.
That's amazing.
That's so good. Fuck Tom Brady. I don't care. I don't care who gets mad at me. Fuck Tom Brady. And it has nothing to do with me. They're in the different conference.
Right.
I don't care. Still can't stand them. Fucking Boston. That's where all the ugly girls are. You know that, right? 90% of the United States ugly girl population lives in Boston.
Yeah, I don't know. I lived there for a year, and
You know they got like summer teeth.
some are here, some are there.
Yeah. And plus they don't have any makeup there. It's like against the law.
I actually did notice that.
Right?
They-
I mean, they're all hideous.
Ripped jeans, flip flops, and Boston Red Sox.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like white as Casper. It's a little bit racist. They all kind of look like Joe Dirt. Right? You're like rolling up on one from the back.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet is going to the area where there's a college at.
Even there, it's a disaster. It's like the girls that, any of those girls that are applying for like Arizona State University, the director of admissions looks at it and just falls out. It's like, look at this fucking guy. No. Perfect SAT.
Sorry, not this year.
State president student body. You know what I mean? Field hockey, probably. Superstar. And then they look at and they turn it over. It's got the photo, the Polaroid attached. Holy Christ! Next, so you gotta go to Boston U. Come on, dude.
That's funny.
It's true. It's like when they look real hot. Like you go to like a Boston nightclub, you like see some young girl there, and you like roll up on it, and you're like boogieing on the backside. You might start nibbling on the neck, and it turns around. It's Bill Maher.
And then she starts talking.
Yeah, it's Bill Maher. It's like, what the fuck happened here? Disaster. Anyway, fuck you, Boston. And we're moving on. Let's do some news. Sorry. Drinking already. Dude, I told you I drank like a fifth of SoCo last night.
Yeah, I know.
My God. And I'm going to drink today.
Chuck owes me a fifth.
I think he owes all of us Makers. He's going to have to get stock in Maker's Mark because he bet the house on Diaz. He was out of his mind. That's what happens. You bet with your heart, not with your head.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I knew. You know what I mean? Like there's guys that I want to win all the time, but I bet against them all the time because I'm smarter than that.
Right.
I'm trying to make money, not,
Yeah, trying to make money. I'm not trying to make friends. And sometimes even my pals will be fighting.
Trying to win, man. Trying to win.
Like my boy, I can't wait for April 18th. I probably even shouldn't announce this, but probably my boy George Sullivan on a card. He ain't announcing it yet. He's saying when he in air quotes, when I get an opponent in a place where I'm fighting, I'll announce it. So April 18th, we'll be at the Rock. A lot of our local pals are fighting on that card. Aljamain Sterling. We got local guys, Jim Miller, Felder. So it's going to be cool to watch Catone's on that card now. I didn't really see that, not to get into an MMA thing. But if he said, listen, I'm fighting Lawler, I'd be like, yeah, bro. And I go right to the fucking bookie. Listen, I want to put $2,000 Lawler. No offense.
Yeah, they must have a hard time selling tickets. I mean, not to get into MMA, sorry, but they must have a hard time selling tickets in Jersey because the UFC normally doesn't put a bunch of local guys on a card.
It's a ton. Everybody that's on that card is from Jersey.
Right. Like fucking half the card is within, an hour or an hour and a half of that town.
You'll have every person that says they know Paul Felder or Miller or Catone or Sterling going to that fight, or George Sullivan, or going to that card.
Right.
And that'll fill up half the arena.
For sure. And that's why. You know what I mean? Like I said, they must have a hard time. It must be like a
Stop charging $400, $480 for a front row seat.
right. Shit, that's fucking just in Jersey, man. You know, like they're big arenas, they're big venues. They charge thousands.
It's a huge venue. They're fighting at the Rock. That holds like 17,000. That's where
Yeah.
the Devils play.
Yeah,
That's what, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's going to be a billion people got to go there. Try to fill that. Good luck.
right. Well, that's why they're putting so many local people.
It's like T Baggins sending me. He went to see Marilyn Manson last night. He's sending me the video of the Sands, and I had no idea the Sands had that big of an arena.
Yeah, the Sands Event Center.
Holy cow! Now that's not where the local MMA guys fight, is it?
Yeah,
How they fill it? They can't fill that. They can't even come close.
they don't.
Do they put like what 20,000 cardboard cutouts in the seat, just like an old Nintendo game, to make it look like somebody's there?
Maybe they just black out the seats to have nobody in it. I don't know,
Right,
man.
but you got to put some kind of fake bodies up there. That's a lot of crash test dummies.
Most casinos pay these promotions to put on fights there, so they don't lose money.
No, but how do you fill it? Like, you couldn't pay me to go to some of them. I mean, you could pay me to do mostly anything, but to fill that arena, I don't care who's fighting there. Even the UFC would have a tough time filling that. That's a big place, man.
Well, where's it at? The Sands is in like the middle of.
It's in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's it. The Sands actually isn't too far from me. Maybe 45 minutes.
It doesn't matter. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania is enough to scare away 99% of the population.
Yeah, it's trash.
And then, like, T-Bag is sending me, he got bottle service, and he was like, you can't beat it. It's only $7 a beer. I said, yeah, but $7 to you, to them, is like $100. It's like going to the Dominican and giving someone like the bellhop a $50, and now you have a servant for the week. Guys, like, you want girls in the room? I mean, you just pay like 3 months of a salary.
Right.
I don't know if any of you out there travel, but you go to like the Dominican or like Costa Rica and you tip the bellhop a $50, dude, you're in. You got like Hervé Villachez following you around for the rest of the fucking week.
The Sands is trash.
Blowjob. You want a 15-year-old in your room? You got it.
Yeah.
Bottle of Cuervo. Anything you want. He'll pick up your bags. He'll wipe your ass. He'll do anything that you want him to fucking do for a 50. It's insane.
Yeah. My it was a long time ago. My wife and I went to the Sands, and we just wanted to go someplace different as far as go play some blackjack somewhere new. So we went to the Sands. Like the minimum, like the table minimum at all the tables was like fucking $50.
No, stop it.
I swear to God, we couldn't even find a $20 table. 50.
I mean, you can still get $5 tables in Atlantic City.
Yeah, we couldn't even find a $20 table. Like, what the fuck is this garbage?
You get a $1 table in Vegas.
Trash. Like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you?
You can go to Reno and you can play like pennies.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same here at the
Mohegan
Sun. Yeah. There's always at least one $5 table. I try to avoid those because you have fucking morons playing on them.
That guy's splitting kings.
Yeah, but
once I'm half in the bag, especially when it comes to betting, I've been thrown out of more casinos. I'm a hothead too. I got thrown out. Some guy split jacks.
Oh, I get mad.
And I was on the Strip in Vegas. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? How many Budweiser long necks you drinking down there, cowboy? Right. Jesus Christ. Dude, the rest of us here aren't retarded. We're trying to win some money.
Right. Dude, I get mad too, man. You see a bunch of people with like 19s, and you have, dealers showing a 5, and you have the jackass at the fucking end with a 15, and he goes,
Hit. I'm like, come on, dude.
And he gets a 10, and the dealer gets a 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just want to take like your glass and just ram it up his ass.
Right. Oh, he talks, they say, oh, well, and like you always have that smart ass where like 1 out of 10 times it actually works.
Yeah. Oh, I had a feeling. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And you have that guy, well, let's see if I never would have taken that card, everybody would have lost. Yeah, but
good.
Now you're fucking up the next 6 hands, you dummy.
I got a feeling. I said, you won't have a feeling when I run you over in the parking lot and you're a quadriplegic.
Right. Especially at like a manual shuffle. You know what I mean? Like you don't fuck those cards up.
No, please. Sorry, we got off. Gamblers, the degenerates in us got off on a tangent. Speaking of degenerate gamblers, I have to tell you real quick before we move on to the news. For the Super Bowl, let me pull this up. My pal, Kevin, I sent you that last night. The Super Bowl bets.
Yes, hilarious.
He's out of his fucking mind. He's another dopey head. Any day now you want to load. So he's like, did I tell you my bets for the Super Bowl? I said, no, you did not. And where it is here. He says, why my computer's running so slow? Here it is. So he said here, I'm betting on the color of the Gatorade that they dump over the winning coach. I bet orange, although I think I would bet green because lemon lime usually the.
Yeah, I think they just do like the basic, right? They just do like the original Gatorade all the time.
Yeah, he said, I'm such a degenerate. I bet on Gatorade color thrown on the winning coach, and it'll be orange. And I just said, that's amazing. And he said, I bet tails on the coin toss.
Oh, man.
If that guy was lighting on fire... Oh, if the coach was getting lit on fire, would probably be more accurate than me winning, whatever the hell that means. So he'd probably bet on that, too, whether or not the coach burns. But I don't do any of those prop bets. I don't know if you do. I can't. I stopped doing prop bets in the casino just because... Huh?
I don't sports bet. I just the only sport I bet on are fights.
I love sports betting, man. I love betting on football, college basketball. I love betting on. I stopped betting on hockey just because I turned into Chuck, where I bet with my heart, not with my head.
Right.
You know, because there's certain teams I just fucking despise. Pretty much any team, not the Rangers, especially in our division. You know, I'll always bet against the Devils, the Islanders, Penguins, and the Flyers. I mean, I hate them all.
Yeah, I just don't do it. It's done it in the past. It's never really worked out well for me, and I don't like spreads. I don't like plus minus. You know, like fights. At least it's like
you don't like over under.
I don't like over unders. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Like fights, you know what I mean? Like a guy like Thiago Alves is like a plus 150. I'm like, that's a win all day. That's a win all day, and you know,
for sure.
That's it.
Anyway, so let's move on. Let's do some news. My coffee's starting to kick in. I need another cup, so let's wrap this up. But we got a long way to go. I got a lot of cool news stories to talk about, too. So let's do the wacko news first, and we'll talk about what's wrong with the world today.
What is wrong with the world today? What's wrong with the world today?
So the first one I got here, and I will tell you, shout out to our boy Greg, who sent us a picture on the Mike and Mike Facebook page. And it said, my son, or what did it say? My son banged your honor student's teacher?
Math teacher? Yeah, something like that.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I need that. If I had a car, I would have to get that and put it on my car.
It's a great bump. It's a great bumper sticker.
So let's start off with this, the news story here. I'm going to play the sound bite from the news. But this is down by our pal, Chucky Cheats, in Texas, where elementary teachers are under fire after forcing poop inspections on students. I don't know what the hell this is. As a parent, I was reading this article. I'm like, we got to talk about this today. This is absolutely outrageous. But here's a little clip.
Is News 8 at 10.
Good evening. I'm Cynthia Isaguirre.
I'm John McKay. Elementary students partially strip searched, and tonight parents, well, they want some answers. News 8's Jason Wheeler traveled to Gustine, that's about 100 miles southwest of Fort Worth, to figure out what's going on.
In Gustine, Texas, population 457, what happens at the schoolhouse affects nearly everyone. And something happened Monday that's causing a big controversy in this small town.
I felt uncomfortable and I didn't want to do it. And it felt like they violated my privacy.
11-year-old Eliza Medina was one of about 24 elementary students rounded up. Boys in one room, girls in another. She says they were ordered
to pull down their pants and check them to see if they could find anything.
I said I didn't want to, but I had to because all the kids had to.
I was furious. I mean, I was furious.
Eliza's mom explains.
They've been finding poop on the gym floor.
She can imagine the frustration, but says even for feces on the floor, you don't partially strip search a group of students to find the culprit.
If you can't do your job, or if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to be fired. You do not need to be here.
The superintendent.
Maybe we could find a much better way to solve this.
Acknowledges that making kids drop their pants to determine who caused a mess.
That would be too far. It's not. That's not appropriate.
Just to interrupt there, how is they trying to find? Are they trying to match the deuce?
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like, is it because the kid has skin marks that he automatically is the one that pooped on the floor?
Makes no sense.
I mean, I think probably 65% of males in the world probably have skid marks.
I don't know what the hell's going on here, but there's 30 seconds left. I'm trying to see why they would check. They have some kind of forensic expert that's matching like deuce residue to the deuce on the floor. Seems a lot. That seems like way over the top for a town with 475 people.
Way over the top.
And we would not condone that. And so you would take disciplinary action.
But Ken Baugh says his understanding so far is that the children were told to lower their pants just a little. Eliza Medina insists it was more than that.
To right there, like to where like your butt is.
And her mother says even a little is too much.
I mean, wrong is wrong.
The superintendent is hoping to have his investigation into all of this wrapped up by tomorrow after he hears from all parties involved. He may yet get an earful, though, Thursday night. Some angry parents already planning to show up to the school board meeting to demand that someone be held accountable.
Dude, they should be giving out Megan's Law plaques.
For sure.
Am I off on this? What could you possibly be looking for when you're having kids drop trow and you're checking out the bung holes?
Yeah, I would not be a happy parent, and I would be calling for the heads of somebody.
It says here that the kids are ordered to pull down their pants far enough so educators could see if there are any telltale fecal stains. Even if they had stains.
Right. They're kids, right?
Yeah, they probably just don't wipe their ass properly. Doesn't mean they're dropping deuce on the floor.
Like, how old are they? How old did they say? Because they sounded young.
11.
Oh, my God.
Right. I mean, my kid's 11. I'd be killing somebody. And first of all, Eliza Medina, the way her statement there, I mean, I work with some of the top lawyers in the world. Somebody coach that girl. Somebody's getting ready for a big lawsuit. Some lawyer said, this is what you say when the cameras are in your face.
Right.
I feel like my personal rights were violated. That's the tracer fire before the missiles come flying out.
She didn't come up with that on her own.
No. Don't behead Eliza Medina. You should see her. She's like missing a chromosome and everything else. No offense. But, some suit told her to say that when Channel 7 News was in your face.
Right. But no, I mean, that's a disaster. I mean...
Oh, my God, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. What's even more terrible is what do you win? Because the town of 475, what are you going to get, like a steer?
Yeah, you'll get like free lunches for life.
Yeah. You get like a cattle, like two, maybe a horse.
I mean, 11 years old, man. I'm going to go ahead and assume that a lot of 11-year-olds have skid marks in their pants.
I'm going to assume that a lot of 11-year-olds won't want their privates in front of their other friends out.
Or
you're at that age, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or just period. You know what I mean? Like, adults shouldn't be doing that.
No.
The only person that should ever be in that situation is the kid's parent for anything.
I know Chuck's going to listen to this. I'd be curious what he thinks because his kids are maybe a year or two younger than mine. So, like, this could theoretically happen to one of his kids. He's like me. He would lose his shit.
Right.
Me, if it was 10 years ago, I'd be in jail for life. Because when I got jammed up, I think we might have been talking about on this show before. I know we talked about it on the Clown Table when we did that for years, is that, if it wasn't for my dad being a cop and the blue law, it exists. The blue wall, I was behind that blue wall so many times. It does exist. So for people to get all bent out of shape, yeah, go ahead, because I should be in jail for some of the shit that I did. But now, back then, no cop in the world would save me. I would need a pardon from the governor. Right. Today, I would just go to talk to one of my, $7,500 an hour attorney friends and say, yo, look what just happened here. We need to own this down.
And you would probably own the town.
Yeah, for sure. We would have that Mayberry superintendent. We'd have his assets frozen before lunch.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably become mayor of that town, and you'd probably make like $10,000 a year, and you'd be able to eat at the local diner for free.
And that's life.
Yeah, and that's life.
That's living.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on. That annoyed me a little bit.
No, it's a terrible thing, and I hope that the hammer drops on him.
A little more uplifting. Toddler wounds both parents with one shot from handgun.
Yikes!
Yikes is right. Albuquerque, New Mexico. I have a clip here. Albuquerque, New Mexico.
His dad and a pregnant woman. It happened inside a motel room in northeast Albuquerque. News 13's Gabrielle Burkhardt has been following this story all day. She's live at the motel near Manal and I-25. Gabby?
Alex, the shooting happened inside a motel room here here behind me. Earlier today, police say a woman had a loaded gun inside her purse and a toddler got a hold of it. Hauled off in an ambulance, Albuquerque police say a father was shot in his lower back by his 3-year-old son.
That's scary. You need to keep your guns put up and you need to have locks on them.
It happened inside this motel room at the America's Best Value Inn on Manal around 2 o'clock this afternoon. APD now says the toddler got his hands on a loaded gun from inside a woman's purse.
That's a very tricky situation when you're dealing with children, so that's why we need to talk to the adults and find out what happened.
Police say the toddler fired a shot, hitting his dad. Investigators say the bullet went through the man's hip, hitting a pregnant woman in the room. She was hit in the shoulder.
I was the first on scene, put a tourniquet on her arm, and they rushed her off to the hospital.
Police say a 2-year-old girl was also in the room. The children were not injured.
Well, I came out of the room and saw police officers downstairs, and then I came down the stairs and saw a whole bunch of cop cars.
Rob Robillard was on the bottom floor when the shooting happened. He was surprised to hear the shooter was a 3-year-old and says parents should be more careful with guns.
What is happening here? What is happening here?
Okay.
There's a lot going on in that story.
There is.
First of all, the hotel. What are you doing living in this hotel? Because that's when I'm reading this thing here, it says they're living in one of these value resort. You know what I mean? You rent the room out. You got a pregnant woman who's not the mother with another 2-year-old in the room. What is happening here?
I'm going to totally stereotype for a second, okay?
Shoot.
As that article or as that news story was being told, I Googled America's Best Value Motel.
Right.
It does not look like good things go on in these places. And I mean, they look like by the hour trash ass.
Exactly.
Hotels. And you got a pregnant woman with a guy with a 3-year-old and a gun in their purse. There's some shady shit going on there.
Oh, and the guy that lived downstairs. You know, these are like Section 8 rooms. There's a lot of DNA flying around in here.
Yeah, for sure.
One slap, you're going to love my nuts.
I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's some shady shit going on there.
Shouldn't there be like child endangerment just living in one of these places?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be like lice and bed bugs and at the bare minimum spread throughout this entire place.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, I would never stay there.
I don't know. And then you have the handgun, I guess, just laying out. 3-year-old walking around. It's like, I'm going to bust a shot. First of all, sign that 3-year-old up, because not only did you shoot the dude, the bullet goes through, hits the woman in the shoulder. And that's two birds with one stone, man.
I know, right?
I wonder if the kid thought the trajectory of this bullet will go right through this guy, and it's his lower back. He got shot in the ass, what the story says. So I wonder if they thought the bullet's going to go right through this guy's fat ass, hit this woman in the shoulder, and I can kill both these motherfuckers and then go to a real home where I don't have to live in a goddamn crack hotel.
Yeah. Maybe that was his plan. Maybe he planned this out. Maybe he's the smartest 3-year-old ever.
Maybe it's Doogie Howser.
Yeah, he's like, I got to get the fuck out of America's Best Value Motel. He's like, this sucks.
This kid's a genius.
I'm fucking itching. I got red marks everywhere from this garbage-ass comforter.
Right, I got some other woman in here who's pregnant. I don't even know who this woman is.
That bitch is crazy!
I got shit in my diaper I haven't eaten for days.
I got to do something. I got to do something. Where's the gun? Because these fucking people are losing. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'm getting out of this meth-riddled city. In my, probably not even diaper. This kid probably was potty trained in a year. This kid is so smart.
Yeah, I mean, so now, depending on the situation, I would assume that kid's being taken. So his plan has worked out. They're going to take the kid. They're going to put it in a foster home, and
right. He picked up that gun.
See, I stopped caring. I just don't care.
I just started busting shots. Good for him.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good for him.
Imagine they're arguing. He's screaming at her. He knocked her up. Kid's screaming. The fucking kid who's got more intelligence than everyone in that room combined scratched his head, sees the handgun.
They've been up for 3 weeks because they're shooting meth.
Yeah, and he's just...
Excuse me.
And he's busting caps and getting out of there. Be amazing. See the cop bringing him away.
Yeah.
It's a fucking miracle. It's a goddamn miracle. Kid's safe.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie.
Sounds like a definitely Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Lifetime channel. Well, good for that kid. Kid busts one shot. He's probably got a better life.
I hope he does.
You said you had a story you want to tell before I move on?
Yeah, I was just kind of browsing the headlines this morning. And for those of you that buy used, beat-up old vehicles.
What are you talking about, the Jamaicans that buy like 1980 BMWs?
Or big vans or big beat-up vans. If you're a family that can't afford much and you buy a big beat-up van, be sure you pay a little bit of attention because this could happen to you. Check it out.
Good afternoon. A New Mexico woman got a big surprise this week when she discovered her van had a hidden secret. She's been driving the van for years and had no idea what she was hauling around. News 13's Emily Younger shows us.
Kim, this woman unknowingly drove around with a huge stash of pot in her van, and she probably still wouldn't know about it if her car door was working. Looks like any other van you might see on the highway.
Okay, first off, let me just pause it right there. It does not look like any normal van that you would see on the highway. All right,
not the 18 van.
It looks like a van that would have 10 pounds of pot in the fucking door. All right,
van down by the river.
This thing just screams, "I traffic drugs." So okay.
But this 1990 Chevy has a buzzworthy story to tell. Melody Pyle bought the vehicle at an Alamogordo dealership in the early 2000s. Since then, she's used it to shuttle her 4 kids and 2 grandkids all over the state. But that's not all this 8-seater has been shuttling around.
Lo and behold, we discovered something that did not belong there.
Tucked away in the passenger side door of this family-friendly van was more than 13 pounds of pot.
So it was pretty shocking.
Pyle says she was having a hard time getting the door to lock, so a friend pried open the panel to fix it. That's when bricks of decade-old marijuana fell out. Police say the drugs were likely stashed there by the van's previous owner more than 13 years ago.
It was packaged typically like the drug traffickers package marijuana. They wrap it in foil and they wrap it in saran wrap real tightly.
But this story hasn't hit its high just yet. Turns out Pyle didn't just drive the van to the grocery store and back. It's gone through at least 10 Border Patrol checkpoints in New Mexico, and it passed every time. Police say likely because the weed was so old and it was packaged so well. Pyle says she's learned a valuable lesson to give the next car she buys a good pat down before driving it off the lot.
And there you go. Now,
how does she? How do you not get caught?
Well, I mean, 13-year-old pot, like they said, it's probably pretty dried out. And between how it's packaged and between of how old it is, it's dried out. It's loses its scent.
Still get high off that bonfire.
Oh, I'm sure, but I'm sure that the THC levels are down. I'm sure the smell of marijuana is down. But I just love the fact that this local news station didn't use the word marijuana one time. Normally, like, a news broadcast, they'll use, technical terms.
Right.
Like THC, marijuana. They're like, well, man, they found weed.
Right. That Mary Jane.
Yeah, they use weed and pot, But
this mom had sour power inside her van. That sour is not has lost its power. But still got through checkpoints.
But yeah, that van was trash, man. That van screamed like, it looked like the van of Cheech and Chong.
Up in Smoke van?
Yeah. It looked like the Up in Smoke van. It was like a big Astro van. It was
stop the fucking world, man. I want to get off.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, you saw this thing, God's Hand. Not for the people that got mad at me they said I talked way too long about religion last week. I apologize. Sometimes I get long-winded. Sometimes. And people are like, listen, I get it. You have a different belief than I do. I was like, listen, don't get mad at me because sometimes I poo-poo religion.
Yeah.
I had to grow up. I got force-fed religion for so long, and now I'm just like, go away.
And now I'm venting.
Yeah, so I'm sorry that I've vented too long. So I won't vent that long tonight, but there's always a but. Some astronomers call it God's Hand. I don't know if you saw this gigantic celestial creature. It is kind of cool. I don't see where... this is like when somebody says, I found a potato and it looks like Jesus.
Yeah. It's
It's some kind of so-called cometary globule, which lies 1,300 light years from Earth. Shows a close-up of a space cloud's head. What does this say? Although it shines bright as an image, it's faint objects in reality and therefore difficult to detect. Yada, yada, yada. So it's a very large... What do you call it?
It's a fucking gas cloud.
Yeah, okay. There you go. But instead it dwarfs our solar system, so it's got to be a pretty bigger than just a gas cloud. It's a gigantic cloud.
Right, we're right. But, like, you know, I mean, I get, in the technical sense, I'm probably wrong, right? But that's what it looks like to me. It looks like, you know, I see nothing. But, I mean, it's an amazing image. It's an amazing picture, you know, captured.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just don't know where people are seeing God.
I see no face. I see no hands. The only thing that I see is in the dead center at the top. It looks like the top of Cousin It's head, and he's hiding behind a wall.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's an amazing picture. I just don't see the hand, or, you know.
I don't either. So check it out. Just look up this God's hand, and take a look at this photo, and you tell us what you think.
Yeah,
you know, I'm curious. All right, moving on to creepy medical supplies found amid wreckage of pirate Blackbeard ship. So I guess it says here archaeologists have excavated pirate Blackbeard's sunken ship named the Queen Anne's Revenge, and they found a tremendous amount of medical devices amongst the wreckage. And some of them, there's pictures here. This is unbelievable, some of this stuff. My God have mercy. Amongst them, they were a urethral syringe that would have been used to treat syphilis. Just let that marinate for a second.
Oh, I am, and I got a little pain in the butt, you know, in like the pit of my stomach.
I mean, we're talking early 1700s. Imagine them putting this, and there's a syringe, and it shows it to you. This, I mean, imagine them sticking this up your wang-wang.
Oh, my God.
2 pumps and a porringer that would have been used for bloodletting. Oh, my God, have mercy. I got a clip, too.
Come aboard, you little buccaneer. Do what you want, because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
But you're going to pay for it with some of this stuff. A mortar and a pestle that was grind to make medicine. What kind of medicine they got back then?
Opium. That's it.
It's crazy. They said he lost his ship when it ran aground off the coast of North Carolina in 1718. The ship was hidden by water and sand for 270 years. Now it's being studied as part of some kind of North Carolina Department of Cultural Resources. And it has all these crazy different artifacts found here. But that alone, this thing, that's this syringe, this urethral syringe, I can't imagine back then. There's no anesthesia, whiskey or rum.
Yeah, that's it, really.
My God. I mean, what are they doing? They're just sucking the pus out of your penis? God have mercy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way that they knew how to do things back then, right? Like, I would assume. Like, well, we'll do this, and ugh.
I mean, I have trouble having, like, my tooth drilled. I'm going for another root canal on Wednesday.
Oh, man, that's a disaster.
That's a failure. But now I'm going to put my shoulders up because the guys are having shit ripped out their cock with this crazy metal device.
Yeah, I have a little more respect for pirates than what I used to have.
Back when I had 2 major abdominal surgeries in the 90s. Crazy abdominal surgery. I had a colostomy bag. We're not going to get into that today. But I think I told you this story before. I don't remember if it was here or just us in talking, where I had, you know, you get when you have a major surgery and I was in like a coma for like 2 months. I missed the Super Bowl, believe it or not. Remember the Super Bowl where I think it was San Francisco blew out San Diego like 55 to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed it. I went into to have surgery like in the middle of January and came out and it was March. And I missed the Super Bowl. I was down like 90 pounds, had a feeding tube. It was a fucking disaster. But it took a while to recover. And one of the nurses was a girl that I went to high school with who I had a crush on. I was like, this girl is so fucking hot. Now she's got to come in and give me sponge baths. It was amazing.
Right.
Like the only good part about having the surgery is her having to lift all the goodies and the nooks and crannies and get in there. As I was sitting there with a grin on that would probably get me 3 to 5. You know what I mean? And when it came time to leave, they had to take this catheter. Now, I had this catheter in for so fucking long that you would walk and the thing would sway and it kind of stretched you out like an ear stretcher. And you're walking around with this elephant trunk thing hanging off, but you know, you never had to urinate. It was amazing. But she had to take it out. And as she's taking it out, you know what a wise ass I am. I was still a wise ass back then. I was just young. And I'm like, oh, man, I've been dreaming about this for years. And I'm telling her that because she's got a hand around the cock. she's got to pull the cord and pull that tube out of your bladder and everything else. I'm just like, oh, man. And I started singing, if my friends could see me now, you know. And she didn't deflate the balloon all the way. That holds it in there, and it tore my urethra.
Oh.
Dude, I was, all of a sudden, I'm like, you bitch, mother, I'm fucking you. And I'm cursing, dude. I jumped. I got blood dripping out of the tip. And I can't imagine the pain that was in there.
Oh.
And now I'm looking at this syringe. Crazy. I think she quit after that day. I mean, you could have heard me. I yelled so loud there was a tsunami off the coast of Japan. You know, I was like Godzilla, man. I was just wow. I was a disaster. And you know how they don't let you leave the hospital unless you're in like a wheelchair?
Right.
As they're wheeling me out, they wheeled me back through the ER for some reason. There was some kind of construction going on in the front of the hospital. The hospital's not even there anymore. And as I was getting wheeled out, the girl that worked the desk at the ER was sitting there. And dude, I was in a coma for 2 months. You know, you're horny as hell.
Right.
And I just had even though I have my dick just got like the tip blowing off like one of those like exploding cigars. That's what my dick looked like. You know, the tip. And I leaned over and I'm just like, I'm in pain. And she's like, you all right? And I'm like, no, I'll be all right if I get your phone number. And you know what? Like 2 years later, I was engaged to that girl. Crazy, right?
Oh my God, I'm crying over here.
And we'll have to have another side story from that because I was engaged to her when I met my wife.
Oh my God.
Right. It's like, that's a whole different story. But there you go. I went from coma to dick head coming off to hitting on somebody in like a matter of days.
That's amazing.
Pretty amazing. And I'm hitting on girls with a colostomy. You know your confidence is high. When you're crapping out your side and you're like, yo, you want some of this now? Or should I like get a sponge, you know, clean myself up, give myself a sponge bath and then let you get all over this?
Right.
You want to hop on this train now? Or should I wait until I can stand on my own 2 feet because I have rubber legs from being in a coma for 2 months?
That's amazing.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's an amazing story.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
I just want to watch the Super Bowl tonight now, like because I don't want like anything else to like go into my mind but that story.
Oh my God, it's great. I mean, you know, it's funny. Not just before I move on, when you come out of the coma and you don't realize you're in one.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on, and I'm like, oh my God, I have a colostomy bag, and you know, all of a sudden all the reality starts coming to, and you start regaining your senses. And I had my at the time I had my parents there, friends. I remember Axeman, you know, our friend Brian. He was sitting there, and I've never seen him that white. Like he thought I was dead. I mean, they came out and said, "Listen, we can close him back up, and you guys can say your goodbyes, or we can cut him, and he's gonna have like." I guess they had to cut my abdominal wall and spill this stuff into my system. And we're going to have to put him in a coma and see if he can fight the infection off. And my dad's like, fuck it. If you're going to die, might as well roll the dice. Give the kid a chance.
Try, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's the law enforcement military, where mom, God rest her soul, at the time, she was, you know, losing her mind.
Right.
But this is what I remember from this. I wake up, I see the colostomy bag, I start... Oh my God! I say the first thing I say to my dad was like, "Oh my God, I'm alive." Nothing. You know what the first thing I said? How the hell am I going to fuck somebody with this bag? that is what the 23-year-old Mike W said.
Yeah.
How am I going to do any fucking with this bag? And my dad just about face and left the room. And then I'm like, what? And then the nurse was smoking hot. Different nurse, not that nurse. And I'm like, would you fuck me with this bag? And she's just like, sir, let's get you cleaned up. I said, no, seriously. You're not fucking no guy with this bag. I got a fucking bag. I'm shit at my side. I can get all into it. You can be riding it, get on that top, come down too hard. Next thing you know, I'm blowing a deuce like across the room, like some kind of crazy, you know, home video movie.
Is this something that you're okay with? Are you okay with this?
Right. Like every time you go up and down, like the bagpipes were playing. She could play a different note depending on how she leaned on my abdomen. Because all the fucking gas and air came out that thing.
Right.
Wasn't expecting on talking about that today, but...
That puts Blumpkin to a whole new level.
Oh, that's dirty sad. That's everything. That's like a crossbreed of just disaster, fecal gas, and it was like rotting flesh. Because it just stank. Because it's an open wound, man. They pull your intestines out your side and they stitch it there. Oh, it's a disaster.
Yeah, it sounds like something that they would film in Germany.
Exactly. Although it was easier to put the gerbils up there, it's just easier for me to see what I was doing. I got some undigested macadamians up there. Come on, Herbie. Go do it, baby. Stuart Little.
Do your thing.
Oh, my God. He went in there a white mouse and came out a fucking like a gerbil, all brown and white. But well-fed.
That's fucking gross.
It's disgusting. All right, we're moving on. I'm going to skip this story. I'm running out of time. So we're going to go to the regular news and do a couple real news stories from a reputable news source. I'm looking here. I'm just perusing the headlines. First of all, Whitney Houston's daughter. I don't know if you saw this.
I did. I don't think I read it.
I didn't read it either. I just know that she was unresponsive in a bathtub in Beverly Hills and like mother, like daughter, I guess.
Wake up, wake up. I don't want to wake up, wake up.
So I don't know what's going on with her. Hopefully she's okay, I guess. They had enough problems in that family.
Now, was Bobby Brown the father of her?
Yeah, I believe so.
God damn. That has
disaster written all over it.
That has Born Addicted to Drugs written all over it.
Oh, that family. So, hey, listen, sometimes that shit happens. Jordan renews prisoner swap after ISIL claims to behead hostage. The more beheadings are going on. I don't know if you saw this. One of the Japanese cats got beheaded that was over there, the Kenji Goto. I don't know if you saw this, got beheaded by the Islamic State.
No, it's... That fucking whole thing's a mess.
But what do you do? I mean, I've watched arguments on Facebook, and I'm no help because all I do is just post memes. When people argue saying, well, how are you going to, attack? Who are you attacking? And to me, it's like, you just go over there and, like, Syria, you invade it.
Right.
You have to. And if you don't want to be part of that, and you got caught up in that, listen, through the history of time, armies have just crushed just civilizations and empires. Sometimes you just got to, history repeats itself, and you just got to steamroll somebody.
Right.
It's not like we can't. We've gotten to an age where there's a lot of innocent people there. Well, you know what? Shit happens.
Yeah, it's it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but it's to the point to where either A, there's really only two options in my opinion, right? And people are going to be crazy and they're going to say, oh, you're small-minded and this, and we all need to get along, and they're going to give me some fucking liberal hippie nonsense, and I'm going to tell you to fuck off. There's two options here, and it's either A, you completely pull out and you just let that country do what they do. They've been cutting each other's fucking heads off for thousands of years.
Right.
They're that's their sense of justice. That's the way that they want to do things. They want to fight amongst themselves. I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't let that Islamic State take over that whole region. Because eventually they're going to come after us.
No, they're not. They don't have shit. What the fuck are they going to do?
Eventually they will.
I mean, they would need another country with a lot of money and a lot of firepower on their side. Fuck them.
Well, they do. See, in my eyes, it would be the best if the United States itself stepped away.
Right.
We're not over there yet. I mean, they're going to come here eventually, but they're fucking around with France. They're screwing around with England. Let them deal with it.
Right.
Let them invade it.
Right.
And if they need our help, ask.
Yeah. And you fit the bill, not us.
Exactly. Let us be an asset instead of the primary force.
Yeah, contract us.
Because they're going to kill them before they come kill us.
Yeah,
but eventually they're going to come after us. So in my mind, if they invade somebody like France or any of those European allied countries, we're looking at a world war.
Right. No, it's true. No. That's a good point. Well, then you go to the second option. You drop a fucking bomb.
Yeah, but now we're getting insane.
Well, I mean, what do you do?
I don't know. I don't have the answer. All I know is that, you can't keep cutting people's heads off. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are brutal, dude. They're brutal. And
no, they're savages.
I don't know how you fix it. It's
you guys start killing the top guy. You guys start killing them. I mean, I don't know what else to do. To me, the older I get, the more I'm into. I don't understand why we can't get along. Just because I don't believe in your religion, or the way you treat women and your lack of equal rights. I mean, it's not mine to say. I don't want. I live in my country because I like what happens here.
Right.
We don't have your stupid ass laws. You know, your dopey laws.
Right.
Everybody's equal to some set. You know, well, not everybody's equal. You know how it goes. It's the American way. Or if you're in Canada, it's the Canadian way. Or, you know what I mean? We don't cut off people's heads.
It's you know, like I said, you know, I don't have the answer. We don't have the answer. You know, I mean, this is why I play blackjack and host the podcast, because I don't know what the fuck to do.
Exactly.
I'm not in politics, but, you know, I guess it's easy to say, you know, blow them the fuck up or just pull out. But I guess that would cause more damage in the long run, most likely.
It's still a disaster. And Japan doesn't know what the hell to do. If I was Japan, I would send over my best tuna, my best sushi platter with like Koyamoto, whatever his name is, Miyamoto, the Iron Chef.
Yeah. And
see if we can't trade some raw fish for one of these journalists. What else do you have to trade? Hot girls?
Yeah.
It's hot girls or good sushi.
Octopus porn.
Yeah, that's it.
I freaking forget what they call it, but
it's wrong. It's probably just as wrong as me talking about the gerbil story.
Yeah, yeah.
What else we got here? We have, we just talked about Anderson Silva in the headlines. Egypt, nobody cares about Egypt. Romney not running, former GOP candidate, said he's out of the 2016 race. He ain't going to win anyway. Ironically, it has toddler wounds both parents. Oh, it says both parents. So they're saying in Google News, they're saying that the toddler shot the mom and dad with the gun. So the woman, they just said it was a woman who was pregnant in the room. They didn't say it was mom.
Oh, all right.
Which was interesting. McDonald's should be afraid of Shake Shack. Well, you know why? Shake Shack is good. Forget about money. You ever eaten a Shake Shack?
Never.
It's amazing.
What is it?
It's like a burger joint. It has awesome burgers and awesome milkshakes. They have one in Citi Field. If you ever get up to the New York area, you want to go watch the lesser of the two New York teams, the Mets, play. I don't know why you would. The only reason I would go to Citi Field is for Shake Shack. And if the tickets were free.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Yeah, look it up. There's one in Times Square. They're popping up a lot all over the place, but they base themselves on like the best burgers and milkshakes. But unlike McDonald's, you know, they have like fresh vegetables that go on there. Kind of like an In-N-Out burger, where our boy Chuck makes sure they have great tomatoes.
Kind of like Five Guys.
I don't even know. I mean, I've eaten at Five Guys, and I think it's trash compared to a Shake Shack.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an In-N-Out burger. I've never had a Shake Shack, obviously. I've only had Five Guys. There's one around here. They're actually just building another one that's even closer to me now. And I love it. I think it's amazing. But I've never had these other places, though.
In-N-Out to me is great. I had the protein burger where they wrap it in lettuce.
Right.
When I was down visiting Chuck, and it was great. But Shake Shack to me is top notch. Try if you ever get a chance to try, or if you ever decide to come out of the middle of Bumblefuck, Pennsylvania, where you live, and come up here where there's running plumbing and everything else. I could take you to Shake Shack.
Where there's not horse and buggies,
right? You know you have to go to bed and light a candle. You got oil lamps still.
That's funny.
A couple other headlines here. You saw Aaron Rodgers named MVP.
I did. I don't agree with it.
Who did you think it should be?
J.J. Watt.
Well, he won.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think J.J. Watt probably should have got MVP. I think Marshawn Lynch deserves it more than Aaron Rodgers deserves it.
Fair enough. You saw Beckham was Offensive Rookie Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other rookies that...
And he had 2 torn hamstrings that he played through. It was never at 100%, not even close.
Yeah, what did he miss? The first fucking 7 games? He only played 12 games or 11 games, right?
He missed the first 4 or 5, but he said he still was never 100% because his hamstring was torn.
Right. It's amazing.
It's very good. Before we close out the show, I just want to give a shout-out to ADO Radio. Check them out. They're always giving us a shout-out on their show. Attention Deficit Order Radio. They're funny dudes. Who else we shouting out? Check me out Monday nights, 9 o'clock to 10 to 11 o'clock. Go to MMA.com if you like MMA and like us clowning around.
Yeah. I don't know. That's about it. Oh, yeah. I want to give a little quick shout out to our boy Ryan McDonald. Happy birthday. It was his birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, baby.
The other day. And for those of you who don't know, we talked about it before. But, you know, that's why we have the sick logo that we have because of Ryan McDonald. He's a buddy. He's been a buddy of mine for a while. And, he's a pretty good graphic designer, so happy birthday.
He's up in Toronto?
Yeah, like the Ontario region, I think. I don't know exactly.
That's all one big ball of ice.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one big landmass. So he's from across the border up north.
Happy birthday, dear Happy birthday to you.
There you go. Happy birthday, Rod.
Yes.
Dopey. I was on a post that people were arguing over sauce. Is it called sauce or is it called gravy?
Sauce.
It's sauce.
It's sauce.
And then it came into gravy's something that's brown. So if you're going to put brown shit on your spaghetti,
yeah,
right, that's what it is. And then they said, well, Yankee, like my pal Brian Taylor wrote from Texas. Well, the Yankees call it gravy, and they call soda pop. Anybody that calls soda pop, I want to punch in the face.
Well, you're going to punch me in the face. Then.
You call it pop?
Yeah.
I've never called it. Pop is my dad.
Yeah.
We call it soda here.
Yeah,
but anyone from the middle of Pennsylvania out to the Midwest, they call it pop, which is fine if you're from there. But if you're in like New York City or New Jersey and you call it pop, I want to slap you in the face.
Right. Because you guys were brought up to say soda.
Yeah.
You were brought up to say pop. I mean, even in the grocery stores in my hometown, it says pop on sale. Like there's signs that say pop.
I don't even know what pop is. Just like when people say supper, we say dinner.
Yeah, people always told me like Mike, like when I moved out of my town and I would still say pop and they'd say, what's pop? Pop's the sound,
Pop's my dad. I call him pop.
Or I would just say, I couldn't bring myself to say the word soda. It sounded.
Yeah, I understand that. Like I can't say pop.
Like, like a formal pompous term. So like I would
soda. It's not pop.
So I would just say like Coke. Hey man, give me a Coke or give me Dr. Pepper. I would just say like what I actually wanted, to try to avoid saying pop or, and to not say soda. But yeah, I definitely say pop. I still say it.
Trash. Oh my God. I got to wrap up. But by the way, it's sauce, not gravy. And when I asked my boy, last name Pizza, I said, a lot of people up here call it gravy. He's like, either that's wannabe New Jersey Italians or they're savages from Sicily.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's sauce.
My grandfather was from Italy. You know what I mean? He was Italian. Right. And I've never heard, the only time I heard the word gravy in my house was like on meatloaf night or Thanksgiving.
Right.
I never, ever.
No. Anyway, let's wrap it up.
Never.
I'm going to leave you. It was 10 years ago today. Where's the article? 10 years ago today, and this is how we're going to end it. Motley Crue reunite with Tommy Lee, and they released Red, White, and Crew. So if anybody out there is a Motley Crue fan, like we are, or like I am.
I am too.
Big props to you. Love me some Crew. We're going to watch them again. I saw them on this tour. I'm going to see them again on this tour. And that's how I'm going to leave you off. So some Crew, some Super Bowl Sunday. Until next week, I'm Mike W.
And I'm Mike T.
And we'll see you next week. Bitches.
Feminists are a fucking mess. I'm gonna handle this. It's like microwaving a hamster. Everybody has to do it. That's why I have beer instead of children. Beer doesn't have homework. Just breathing in.
Don't forget to cup the balls.